What is up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny 2. Now in today's video we're taking another look at the Traveler's Chosen, but this time we're taking a preview of his exotic perks. So if you want to find out a bit more about this weapon that we're going to be getting our hands on in the next few weeks, then be sure to stick around and check out the video. If you enjoy the video, be sure to leave a rating down below. That super helps me out here on the channel. And if you are new around here and want to keep up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 content, be sure to hit subscribe as well. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. With only a few weeks left of the interference quests and the evacuation quests just around the corner, now is a good time to revisit the Traveler's Chosen. This is going to be the reward of the evacuation quest, so in this video we're going to take a closer look at it and get an idea of how good this sidearm really is. So what is the Traveler's Chosen? Well, it's an exotic kinetic sidearm. As we can see here is the repaired version of the Traveler's Chosen, which is the damaged version that you get when you start the Red War campaign. Now if we take a look at the weapon stats here, we can see it's a 300 rounds per minute sidearm with 15 in the mag. It has an impact of 49, which is the same as the other sidearms in the same archetype, but it has a huge range stat of 82, and the rest of the stats are well distributed as well. So if we take a look at the exotic traits, now the main exotic trait for this weapon is Gathering Light. So final blows with this weapon grants stacks of Gathering Light, and consuming stacks grants melee, grenade and class ability energy based on the number of stacks that you have. And what we don't really know is exactly how you consume these stacks. It could be that the final blows from the previous magazine upon a reload will determine the amount of stacks that you have in the current magazine. And with that in mind, that could provide the benefits that that perk is referring to. Now the other legendary trait that's on this weapon is called Gift of the Traveler. Now each stack of Gathering Light improves the weapon's reload, handling and target acquisition, which is basically its aim assist. And as we can see from the stats above, it already has an aim assist of 80, so the Gift of the Traveler is going to make this gun feel very sticky, especially on console with a controller. So all in all, when you consider those two perks together, they actually complement each other very well. You either consume the stacks to boost your abilities as a Guardian, or you can hold onto them and boost the abilities of the weapon that you're holding further still. Now all in all, sidearms are in a very interesting place inside Destiny 2. There's actually some very good mods even for sidearms this season, but within the 300 rounds per minute archetype there's some very strong sidearms indeed. We've got things like the 18 Kelvin, Drang, but also the Buzzard as well, which is a ritual weapon from a previous season. Now these are all very good sidearms. Drang sees a lot of use and is very powerful, especially inside the Crucible. If we compare all four of these sidearms together, we get a really good look at how powerful the Traveler's Chosen is really going to be. Now if we bring up this table here, we can see the stats all side by side. These are all the main stats as well as some of the hidden stats. Now the main standout one here is definitely the range. Traveler's Chosen has a range of 82, which is more than double that of any other sidearm that we have here. In terms of the other main attributes here, it holds itself strong in pretty much every area. The only area where it's lacking against all the other sidearms is the reload speed. But this won't really matter when you consider Gift of the Traveler, which for every stack that you gain will improve its reload speed alongside any handling and further improve its target acquisition, which is already really high at 80. And whilst the handling of the Traveler's Chosen is 15 less than the Drang, it actually has a very high recoil stat of 85, and when you pair that with a low zoom of just 12, that means it's going to have a very short ADS, but the recoil is going to be almost perfectly vertical. And when you pair that with a high aim assist as well, it's going to be a very agile and easy weapon to use in pretty much all activities. Now one area that we don't really know too much about is exactly how much energy it will grant you depending on the amount of stacks of Gathering Light that you have. Naturally it will provide grenade, melee and class ability energy, so it will be very interesting to see what sort of builds we can put together depending on how effective the stacks of Gathering Light really are. And the same can be said for the Gift of the Traveler in terms of how effective Gathering Light will be in terms of improving its reload, handling and target acquisition. It's very similar to Celerity in that regard in terms of providing weapon benefits as part of a legendary trait. It just depends on how effective this trait really is going to be. But be sure to let me know your thoughts on these two traits and the weapon overall down in the comment section below. Now as things currently stand, it's anticipated that this quest will go live on the 8th of September, so we have 2 weeks left from where we are right now before this quest is due to go live. Now there are 22 steps as part of this quest, all of which we covered in a previous video I mentioned earlier. What we don't know yet though is whether we'll be able to run all 22 steps in one sitting, whether each destination will be evacuated one at a time once per week. But whichever option it ends up being, you can be sure that I will sit down and grind that out to ensure that we can get the weapon as quickly as we possibly can. But there we have it, guys. That is the Traveler's Chosen and its exotic traits and some of the things that we can expect once we can get our hands on it later in the season. If you have enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a rating down below. That super helps me out here on the channel. And if you are new around here, I want to keep up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 content. Be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump back into the game as always, guys, but I will catch you all again very soon.